Some good wins, good losses. Player who's projected to be an All-American who hasn't really showed up as much. And a lot of question marks, I would say, but would still love to be an Alabama fan. Roll Tide, am I right? Zach, what do you think about the Tide?
They're kind of similar to Gonzaga for me. They've probably got a better roster, I'd say, than the Zags. But again, I can't get over the hump with these teams that struggle defensively because it's proven over and over again every single year that
Right.
if you can't defend in the NCAA tournament, you're not going to win. You might get to the Final Four, you might get to the Elite Eight, but you cannot win a national title unless you are elite defensively.
Right.
In my opinion, they're nowhere close to that. I mean, they got kind of torched by Purdue, who's not a very good offensive team. I mean, they're fine, but that's a team that's gotten blown out by Penn State. Personally, I'm not high on Purdue at all. Obviously, we'll get to them, but but at the same time, they were able to pull out a couple of close wins. One against Houston. I'm not quite there. Mark Sears really needs to step it. I know he has here and there, but he's kind of disappeared in some of their bigger games, and it's a bit of a problem. And he's taking a lot of shots and not making a lot of shots. So it's just I have a tough time dropping them below Final Four contenders just because what I think they can do. So I'll keep them at Final Four contender, but no higher.
Okay. Vlad, do you have any thoughts about the Tide?
Yeah, I'm definitely I would say Final Four is like a ceiling. I'll just say second weekend, I mean, kind of same concerns as I mentioned for Houston, just defense too, but also just people struggling. Mark Sears, who we expected to be a really good player, probably one of the top, if not the top point guard in the country, being inconsistent. So I would just put them in that same kind of tier as Houston and second weekend.
I would agree. I think obviously their second weekend team have a high ceiling, like you guys said, have a lot of talent. Like even the guys coming off the bench, like they got Chris Youngblood, who's going to come back, and he was American Athletic co-player of the year, and he's going to be like their 9th or 10th man. Like the talent is there. Mark Sears, I remember watching Virginia versus Ohio back in 2021 with you, Zach, and that man was coming off the bench, and now he's a guy who we're expecting to be an All-American. But he's kind of disappeared. I agree with Zach on the defensive shout there. So
also shout out our guy Labaron Philon or whatever.
Yes.
We love
very
him.
Good.
We're big fans.
Big fans for Philon.